Yellow Filipino, and today we'll be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy Velocitron Speedia 500 Collection, Voyager Class, Cybertron Universe, Override, or Nitro Convoy, if you like. Anyway, so taking a look at the figures painting and sculpting. The painting and sculpting is great. You can see a lot of things are going on, and it doesn't seem obnoxiously bright or obnoxiously bad in coloring. What I find pretty interesting is how the black plastic is different from the black paint. Like, this is tinted brown for some reason, and this is tinted black. Or there is no tint at all. Anyways, I like how they painted the rims this time, since they didn't do that with some other figures. Why did they not do that with Rodimus? Anyways, you can see the headlights are not painted, which kind of annoys me. You can see they also didn't paint the taillights as well. Anyways, you can see they also painted these parts so it stands out more. And yeah, and I forgot to mention this, but the head is peeking out, and you can see his face through the windshield. And I like how they painted the frame as well. So that's basically it for the painting and sculpting. So accessories. Well, this is the accessory, the back piece of the vehicle mode. So you can see right here. And in the original toy, you're supposed to place a cyber planet key, and she doesn't come with that, sadly. Kind of would have justified the price, especially when she's the size of a large deluxe. What I find pretty interesting is how there's a port on top. Let me verify that it is. It's a 5mm port. Cool. So you can take these barrels out. Well, that's mostly for the robot mode. And we're talking about the vehicle mode currently. And without it, she doesn't look that good. Just plug this in. And for some reason, the fins on top of them rotate. Why? I genuinely don't know. You can see she rolls fairly well, and that's all I have to say for the vehicle mode. Let's just move on to size comparisons now, shall we? I forgot to mention this, but because of how her weapon is bluish compatible, you can recreate thrusters. Yeah, I forgot to mention that, and I apologize for that. But let's just move on to size comparisons now, shall we? Here we have our compare next to the Piggy Duo, as you can see right there. And here we have our compare next to Battle Class. Freaking heck, Shockwave tipped Clowny over. Here we have our compare next to Battle Class Shockwave, as you can see right there. Just because this is a new year doesn't mean that trio is gone. Here we have our compare next to some of the other Velocitron figures that I have. Yeah. There you go. And here we have our compare next to Legacy Namor, the Submariner. I'll explain that in my review on G-Axis. Don't you worry about that. So, then let's move on to transformation now, shall we? Just going up a bit. Okay, I think we're good. Anyways, you're gonna have to unpeg the arms from what will become of her backside, which honestly isn't that hard, and neither is untabbing the windshield. You untab the legs together, and then you just accordion them and tab them in. You can see this tab, which is gonna plug in somewhere over there. Oh, wait, there's a port. You can kind of see it. There you go. Anyways, moving on. Just going to bring these panels up, and then you bring the feet down, because that's how you're supposed to transform them in order. Because with the panels, still untransformed, it's gonna be difficult. So I advise you do that first. Anyways, you bring the arms out and flip the wheels inside out. That's honestly pretty cool. Then you just bring down the backside, and then you just bring her head down, and then you bring this cockpit section down. You're basically gonna have to pivot this at an angle, and you're gonna have to slide this inside of her. What I find pretty cool is how they added sliders, to say the least. You do the same steps on the other side. And the simple step, rotate her hands. And here we have her in her robot mode. And honestly, it's really good. So the painting and sculpting on this figure is really great. You can see how it looks really accurate to how she looked in the show. Though she is a bit slimmed down, I think. I genuinely don't know. Yeah. Though they didn't paint the headlights, since that was part of the design. Anyways, so unfortunately the figure paint chips due to how it's red paint. Yeah, not entirely surprising anymore. Anyways, so yeah. So let's just move on to her accessories. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this, but the back of her head is already clear plastic, and they they painted the eyes. Holy frig! Honestly, that's still pretty funny. Anyways, unplugging this out, it's kind of hard to do without breaking it. Considering how there's already a stress mark, yeah, that's honestly, I'm still confused why that happened. Anyways, and I forgot to mention this, but I didn't really like the gold coloring mixed with the black that much, since it looked much like a knockoff. It doesn't really bother me that much anymore. Yeah. And you can plug this onto her hand, like so, or you can plug it onto his wrist, like so. Yeah, pretty cool. And because it's Bluetooth compatible, you can make her shoot some random civilians or some random bystanders. And there you go. Anyways, so let's just move on to posability now, shall we? Oh yeah, for problems, it's mostly the red paint. And yeah, and I'm guessing the kneecaps, they are ridiculously long. Anyways, so let's move on to posability now, shall we? She has a ball drain at the head. It does get restricted due to her head shape. She can't really look up, and she can't even look down. She can do a full 360 at the arms. Her arms can spread out that far. Hold on. That far. Pretty cool. Swivel at the forearm, a 90-degree elbow bend, wrist swivel, waist swivel, though it gets restricted due to her backpack. She can kick that far, and if you move this kneecap, it's at least a greater range, and she can kick back that far. Over a 90-degree knee bend, and ankle pivot, and that's a so-so, and a backwards pivot, which is a failure. Her feet can move forward, and she can do that animated stance, as shown here, and her feet can move backwards. So yeah, this figure is not entirely posable. Not much else to say. Just plugging this back onto her back. Oh, I forgot to mention this, and I just came up with this idea. Make it a jetpack. I'm not sure if it was ever used as a jetpack, since I never watched Transformers Cybertron. Yeah. So let's just move on to size comparisons now, shall we? Here we have her compared next to the P Duo, as you can see right there. Here we have them compared next to Battle Class Shockwave, as you can see right there. Here we have her compared next to Lego Knit. This is going to be a pain, as you can see right there. And here we have her compared next to the rest of the Velocitron figures that I have. And I forgot to mention this, but she's more or less a large deluxe figure. I'm guessing it's the painting and engineering that justified the price, which even then, I'm alright with that. And here we have her compared next to Namor the Submariner. I am never gonna let go of that joke, am I? And there you go. So, my overall final thoughts on this figure. She's great. I like the alt mode, the transformation's fun, and the robot mode's not that bad. So, would I recommend her? If you actually find her, yeah, I would definitely recommend her. Though I'm guessing she's shelf forming now, because when I got G-Axis, there was literally a bunch of her there. Yeah, pretty strange to say the least. So this is basically it for this video, and I'll see you guys next time.